Hey, this is Sean. I'm on this job here today in Greensboro. I want to show you what we got going on here. So, the main reason they called me out is they've got this sump pump discharge line. Now look at this. This is a 3/4 inch sump pump discharge line, so who knows why they did that. I would guess they probably didn't have a bit to go through the wall big enough. But this comes out with such pressure, it was sitting like right here, that it's gouging out the ground. And so they went ahead and said, you know what, we're going to redo everything. So they cut out the shrubs. And so as part of this job, I'm going to replace this with 1.5 inches, bring it out over here somewhere, and then take it down to the curb and core the curb with 1.5 inches. But as part of this job, I'm going to pull out the stumps as well. And then we're going to be bringing in some dirt right here under this ornamental maple tree. We've got some exposed roots and everything here. So let's go ahead and get the excavator out and get going here. I wanted to show you also, I just picked up this root hook, root tooth I think it's called. So I'm excited to try that out, see how that works for pulling out stumps. So let's get to work. So that's the first time I've used that root hook or root tooth, and I like it. You don't have a giant hole where a 12-inch bucket would dig it all up, and it seems to power through the roots really well too, because it puts all the force right there on that tooth. So I can't wait to use it on a bigger tree or a bigger stump. But yeah, we got those done. So I'll come in here and pick out some of these other roots, but they just wanted the stumps out of there. They're going to plant some new stuff. So now let's take a look at what's going on with this sump pump. So one thing I wanted to do was core into the foundation right there and come out on this side with the sump pump discharge line and then across there. here I am in the crawl space, and I wanted to show you the sump pump. I haven't seen this yet, but it looks like for some reason they took it into 3/4 inch and they put a check valve in it and everything. So I'm going to pull this out of here and hook it up with 1.5 inches like it was supposed to be done. We'll let that set up for just a minute. And I wanted to show you too, these are all pressure fittings. So the gluing surface, the depth of gluing surface is a lot greater on these. And this is pressurized PVC pipe too. So it's not drain pipe, it's pressure pipe. So if you're putting in a sump pump like this, make sure you get the right fittings. Alright, the rest of this is outside. There's our sump pump discharge line. It's 1.5 inches like it's supposed to be instead of that 3/4 inch. And it's discharging at the curb. So that's no longer a problem. Let's get this covered up. So I like to keep that pipe inside there a little bit. That way if a car rubs up against it or whatnot, it's not going to damage the pipe. So let's get this pipe laid in here and covered up.
better go get my other shoes on.
I've got some new handles for this one.
Now, if you try lifting up here, you're going to hit the branches. Actually, from Georgetown. I actually taught before.
We'll dump maybe a third or half of it out here and move along. We are finished with this job, so let's take a look. We got all those little stumps out of here. We got our sump pump discharge line. It's coming out right about in there somewhere, and it's coming across here and it goes down. We got the stumps out of here. We got that old 3/4 line out of here and patched. We brought in some dirt and built up a little planting area here around this tree, this nice ornamental maple tree. And we just got some pine bark nuggets in there. And then let's take a look at the outfall for the sump pump discharge. So that was the whole reason they called me, was the sump pump was just pumping out tons of water and it was just sitting right there. So that is our new discharge. And you can see that PVC pipe in there. I've got it set back just a little bit inside the curb. And so if any vehicle rubs up against the curb, it's not going to damage the pipe. And we got tons of fall here too, so that's it's kind of a cheap sump pump in there, but because it's pumping downhill, you can get away with a cheaper pump. So anyway, we should be in really good shape. The homeowner asked me if I could mow down this backyard. So they said it's been overgrowing pretty much for about 15 years, and they just want it all knocked down and the woods just opened up here. So hopefully that job will be coming up soon, and that video will be coming up soon. I used the mini skid and the mini excavator. I've got a few dead trees like that one right there. That'll come right down with the mini excavator. So stay tuned for that job.